Greetings Rummies and welcome to Rum, the channel sharing the joy of sim racing. Once again with the Automobilista 2 Community Cup, driving F309s at Red Bull Ring. I'm not alone because that would be boring for you and boring for me. We have our wonderful Ike. How are you?
Good evening, mate. Yeah, I am recovered, more or less. If you've watched the WRC review, I am recovering from flu symptoms at the moment, but the voice is mostly back. The brain, yeah, let's wait and see.
Was it ever there? And we have a new voice. The fantastic Nismo is starting his career as a commentator with us. Hi, how are you?
Hello. Yeah, I'm doing very good. I'm very happy to be part of such a great community.
So Nismo has his own Twitch channel and YouTube, and he broadcasts also, but he pinged us, or me to be specific, and said, hey, those are cool races, would you like to have another broadcast? And I never say no to fresh talent, so yes, here he is. What you're seeing right now is qualifying in the wet, in the rain, and the race is gonna start in the rain, and these cars are not very good in the rain.
It's going to be a big old challenge for all of these drivers. You can see Blankfile already with some nose damage, so has clearly tapped something that he shouldn't have. But these drivers, you'll notice from the high fidelity images coming from Certus PC, are circulating on slicks. Yes, we've got the weather from Spa or the Nürburgring treating us at the Red Bull Ring this evening, with the track still dry and warm, but the rain coming down. It's what's called psychological rain for the drivers in qualifying. We are expecting the times to come down from where they are as soon as we get a properly dry and warm line. Again, the water will be cooling the tyres down. The Project Cars 2 engine that has been improved on so much by the Rita devs to get it as realistic as they possibly can, behaving exactly as they would in real life in these very, very difficult conditions.
And there's no bets to make about who is on first place. You can all see it. It's our typical Drew face, like as if he hammered himself into first place.
Interestingly though, the fastest sectors at the moment shared between 3 drivers. The Blankfile, who we are watching at the moment, Johnny B in that second place, also for Curb Clippers, taking the final sector, with Drewface only owning at the moment the fastest sector for the second sector of the track. So lots of pace left to be had. There's quite a significant difference between all of these times as well. So plenty of time left in the track. Let's see how far they can go. Drewface is going faster in sector 2 now, though. He may have been put off by that car on the inside. Can't see who that was. Let's follow him down to the end of the lap. Now, do we think he's going for another lap?
Yes.
I see no reason why he wouldn't.
Yes, because yes, because it's Drewface. He's never happy.
I mean,
He won't stop.
There's always another factor as well, and that's how much fuel you need to put in the car originally. Some drivers could be deciding at the start they want to put lighter fuel, which could ultimately see them pitting earlier in qualifying, but may give some quicker laps straight out the pit lane essentially.
Yeah, and it's a case of you go through more tyres using that kind of strategy, but you get more bites at the cherry with the car in supposedly peak condition. But again, the track's not in peak condition. It's one of those things where you have to apply the GT strategy, as I call it, where you just want to be circulating. You want to get the rubber down, get that tarmac as warm as you can, bearing in mind that the water is drying it constantly. And we've got 27 cars theoretically able to circulate around the track. You could get a really, really optimal line going with the LiveTrack 3 that AMS2 uses if they all stay out.
He's having to correct a lot, right?
Yeah, as I say, the track's not in peak condition. He could be running around at the moment just trying to get or keep heat in the tyres in this Formula 3 car. Again, fully exposed, open wheelers. Tyre blankets are an option, if I'm remembering my Formula 3 correctly. But as soon as they get on the ground, they're going to be cooling down, losing pressure. And when you're losing pressure, you're losing the heat as well. And you're having to rely on the brakes, a little bit of network conditions wreaking havoc for a couple of our drivers tonight. But Drewface completely unperturbed, 5/10 at the top of the timing screens at the moment.
Why am I not surprised?
I mean, at least from what I've heard and watched so far, Drewface just absolutely seems to be on it over these last couple races.
Blankfile is on first.
There is news. Blankfile to the pits after setting a 1:27.461. That takes him to the top, provisional pole position, and 2 fastest splits, with Drewface still retaining that final sector. We're going to stick with Drewface for the time being. He's still trying to find that ultimate pace, which is eluding him at the moment. Sector 2 was very, very fast, though. As I say, track may be coming to him, car may be coming to him.
Yeah, so let's see. But of course, Blankfile, just for all of you who may not have noticed, is also part of the Curb Clippers community. We don't know what secret ingredient they use, but Curb Clippers are always at the top positions.
It's Weetabix. That's the secret.
Yeah.
One for the UK, a reference for the UK watchers there. Yes, but the first of the interlopers in the Curb Clippers dominance is H. White 909 from MVRC, running that lovely red and white livery with his name down the side as well. How very egomaniacal. Getting a drag from his teammate up the hill as well. This could be tactics. This is Ferrari tactics coming into play in the late stages of qualifying.
Excuse me, did you say Ferrari tactics? Is there such a thing?
Yeah, they drag each other along the track down Monza in qualifying to try and get their number 1 driver to the top. Flying Hawkix sets a fantastic lap for them from RPM to put themselves all the way up from, they were around 16th, 17th, up just outside the top 10. That's a really good amount of progress for Hawkix to make.
MVRC on 3rd position. MVRC have been getting better and better with every race. Oh yeah, talking about that, so team standings, as is no surprise to anyone. Curb Clippers at the 1st position, AMSU at 2nd, 49 points away from the Curb Clippers, despite their very good result in the last race. RPM at 3rd and MVRC at 4th. You are the right person to ask. I know there is somebody from Logistical Nightmares. Yeah, perfect. Okay, I thought they had dropped out, but no, they haven't. There is somebody there.
So the LNR livery and badge still lives on in AMS2CC. However, because a lot of the drivers are based in South Africa, in the northern hemisphere, we've all gone back an hour. In the southern hemisphere, they've all moved forwards an hour, meaning that the finishing time for these races was going to be somewhere to the tune of somewhere to the
One?
tune of midnight to 1 o'clock in the morning. Absolutely.
Yeah, okay.
So
I can understand if they say that's too much of a nightmare for us.
especially on a Wednesday as well. They're a very, very committed race team. They were fully up to the challenge that AMS2 brings. It's very, very different to what they have done for a long time in the PC and console spaces. But unfortunately, time during the week is just kind of gets away from you. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
I mean, it's only just viable for us EU. Time zoned people. Nonetheless, we're seeing, I tell you what, while he is circulating, Mr. Neil Greening, Duff on in AMS2, coming round for one more attempt at the. He's not going any
But
further.
he can't. The qualifying has ended.
No, but he had one more lap. He had one more lap to complete. I dare say that he was probably on a positive delta until he got into that final sector. If I had to guess, it was only at the final corner that he had to give up. Where'd he go?
So, the results of qualifying are Blank File, Drew Face, and H. White. Curb Clippers, and VRC. And at fourth, yet another Curb Clippers. Man, those Weetabix have to be magical or something.
But VRC up there, 2 drivers, and remember, only 2 drivers out of the 3 ever score points. So the 2 key drivers are in position should they be able to capitalize on the standing start in wet conditions. It's a skilled driver's dream start to be able to attempt a perfect wet start. Without traction control, there's no cheats here. There's no steering aids or driving aids at all. It is just your right foot and your clutch. How well can you make those work?
So, race starting in 3 minutes.
Absolutely. Just enough time to take a break and remind people that it's a really busy week on Vroom this week. We've just had the WRC video come out yesterday. That was a major amount of crunch. If you haven't watched it, go and have a look. I promise you, as I said to the drivers of the AMS 2cc earlier, there is a barrel roll, so it's probably worth watching. But tomorrow we have our podcast Romcoms, where we discuss many interesting things that's going on in the world of sim racing and real racing, and that's not going to stop this month either because of all of the news that we've already got for you on Sunday.
Yeah, I already started working on the scripts because we have a little bit too much to do in 2 days. So
there is a lot of news. Not all of it is great, but a lot of it is important.
And on Sunday, the next race of the Evolution Racing Academy,
where I will be driving and trying not to kill myself at
Laguna Seca at night.
Corkscrew.
Sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It is a lot of fun, to be perfectly fair. It does help a lot that a lot of the drivers are very, very clean and very, very racy.
And should you... Yeah, go ahead.
No, go on.
Should you not have watched any of these races, we remind you the Automobilista 2 Community Cup races every second Wednesday on a different track with a different car. So there is no one who can specialize in a type of car or in a track. Always a different car and a different track. And something that you will see, or that you have seen already, is that they all have their own liveries, because these guys love to make liveries. And we're about to start the race.
Yeah,
that is a sight and a half. And now look, you can see the difference between the slick tyres they were running in qualifying and the wet tyres they have on at the start of the race. Oh, isn't AMS2 fantastic at these little details?
Yeah.
So, This session, we have Team RPM to thank for. Not quite at the head of the field on their specialist track that they have chosen, but still in the fight, right in the middle against one of my teammates in 14th and 15th. In fact, I can see Raptrenel is there in 15th. Where are the other RPM cars? Hawkick in 9th. Really, really good to see Flying Hawkick get into the top 10 there. It was a really difficult race, and Roy 33NL in 23rd position. There we go. So they've got their representation at least. See, this is why I was saying about how my voice isn't going to last the whole race. I can feel it going. I'm gonna have to take a break halfway through the race at this point. This rate.
And we're waiting for the race to start.
Yep. Rest assured, we will get a indescribable sign that the race is about to start, because the screen will go black and everything will start making lots more noise. Drivers getting a really difficult strategy as well tonight. The fuel is looking as though they're going to need at least 2 pit stops in the 43 minutes until once we get started, which means that strategy is going to play a big role. We have very, very random weather coming tonight. We don't actually know what the weather's going to do in the middle part of the race, but we're about to get going.
And there we go. Blankfile has a good start.
I was going to say, it's all very, very slippery as they come up towards turn 1. The spray is getting up in the face of everybody. Will they get through turn 1 safely? That's the real question.
Mostly, yeah.
It is going to be one of the red and white cars that gets off on the outside to start
Raptor,
with,
I think, right?
I believe so. I think it was Raptor that lost a couple of places. But we're all cleanly through turn 1. That's very important. That's critical for a good race start here. Turn 2, tightest corner on the track.
There was some issue there.
Lots of Jordan liveries there.
Yeah.
I'm not seeing anyone with damage at the moment.
Everyone's
but
still extremely tightly packed to each other, so maybe a small collision, maybe hopefully not in damage inducing, but a lot of hard braking zones, especially in the first and coming into the second sector, so hopefully no one has any problems. As we see, whoa!
Somebody
of course it's the LNR driver. Gets out of the way, but he's not the only one as well. Where has he just gone past Jay? Oh, is it Jay that's had issues? No,
and while we weren't watching, Drew Phase got the first position from Blankfile, and Johnny B got the 3rd position. So he moved. Drew Phase and Johnny B moved 1, and now we have a Curb Clippers train at the front.
That's not the very best.
But H White takes over from Johnny B. If we could go there to watch
we're there.
Perfect.
So they are separated by about 2 car lengths in the straights. It's just so difficult in the spray. And that's a mistake from Blankfile as well, or is that a car a lap down? No, that is Blankfile making a mistake at turn 1, outbraked himself, and now it's going to be MVRC looking up the outside in towards turn 2. This could be an opportunity for White to take the 2nd position on the podium. He's going to have the traction on the exit as well as the momentum from the wider line, and gets the position temporarily at least. But there's still the overlap. Blankfile still has the opportunity to outbrake him down in towards turn 3.
I think that's what he's on the. They touch.
Yeah, they absolutely do touch, but it's Blankfile that outbrakes himself and gets the worst off. That is Curb Clippers down from 2nd to 4th in a single corner. Only one teammate, but no longer scoring points towards the team championship.
And Jay is dropping like a stone. Jay has had a lot of internet issues, so that may play a role. By the way, if at some point we lose the tower here that we have, the special SimHub tower, it's gonna be because it's linked to Jay, and if he disappears from the interwebs, then we'll have to go with the Automobilista 2. Whoa! There's been
oh, there's a Force India on the inside. That's just Shikat getting it very wrong. It's so easy to do. I'll let one of the guys who have spent a lot more time in AMS2 talk about it than me. But those white lines and those curves are absolutely deadly in these conditions.
Especially these cars in the wet are horrible to drive.
Consider horrible, really. Oh, I see that livery that Tinez has. That's gorgeous.
The one with Camion or Camcon?
Yeah. It's oh, which one was it? It was Camel Jordan, I think it was. Isn't it weird how Jordan sparks the imagination of so many people? Look at that. That is four Jordan liveries in a row, and of course India off on the outside. That is Cruzada having a bit of a mare. That's not old McLaren livery, that is, with Neil Greening coming up around the outside on the recovery drive, gets the place nice and quick back up to 18th position. FW14 Williams, thank you very Williams, not Jordan. Yeah, thank you, Matt. Appreciate you.
And you see which special motor he is driving? Your mama.
Your mama, yes. Speaking of, now we come to the Renault livery.
Yeah, these two quite close to each other, so whether
it's Evil Noodle and Andy Moore.
And again, one driver out. It's...
That is, yep.
Noopsie, right?
Taekwondo? No.
I mean, it's so easy to make a mistake in these conditions.
Yeah.
It's just whether you can get that traction through the corner and whether you can hold it all the way through the corner. There's so much reliability on hoping the car can just stay stable.
That is blank file from 4th position, as it was, off the track at turn 1 again.
And dropped to 17th position.
Yep.
Ouch.
Absolutely. That is enormous. By the way, if you're wondering why we're getting messed in the commentary booth, where is it?
He was expecting to be too late for the race and too late to the commentary. So he is watching the race and commenting, so to speak, from the chat.
Down up to P4, Nobsy. Actually, yeah, Noobs Gamers up from 23rd. That is insane. That's a massive amount of pace. And as soon as we go to his camera, he's running wide at the final corner. The highest placed Force India has ever been. If I don't get flamed for that, I'm going to get really, really upset. It's not true.
I think in real life the highest place was a 5th.
I think correctly? They got a podium. I know. Oh, okay. I'm pretty sure Mr. DeResta got on the podium once. That's why I was expecting some level of flaming. But that mistake.
DeResta got a podium in Formula 1? Were all the other drivers drunk?
Pretty sure. Oh, that's internet issues. Are you having internet issues as well?
Nope. I'm having a great image with the Force India car.
Oh my! Oh! Yep, I've been disconnected from the session.
Oh, and it seems Jay turned 2. No, he's back there. So we'll keep with this car at the moment until until Ike reconnects. Luckily, when he reconnects, he'll be again being the master of the cameras. Nope. Remember, luckily we were not live yet, but I had a disconnect too before
Yeah, that's
What
true.
was
At
it?
least you can still
Yeah, no,
That was,
we keep showing, yeah.
in practice. Yeah.
Oh, Metz is very invited to get to come into the commentator booth if he wants to. I mean, the more the merrier.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's a perfect.
But I think he may not want to because he's making dinner or something like that. He just arrived home, so whatever you want, Metz.
Give the man some time to get chilled out from driving. And what we can do is there we go.
You're
and
in
we're
there
back
again.
in. Right.
Yeah.
Now I need to have a look back at what's going on around here. Have we lost Jay as well? Because that dashboard.
No, the dashboard is okay. It recognizes.
Was it my internet that died?
It seems so, or at least your connection to the server.
I've just joined the server and I don't actually have a. Oh, I think I'm actually watching the broadcast.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. When you join a spectator, you see the broadcaster point of view, which is what the cameras that you are choosing, like.
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely. Right.
Talking about that, can we go to the 4th and 5th positions?
Thank you. Yep. Because I currently don't have the.
No worries. No worries. So we see Nopsy and Flying Hawkick driving very near. Flying Hawkick is smelling the fumes and going from the outside. Oh, he seems to have much more speed. Yes. He gets the overtake done before the corner, which is a good idea. And let's see how they come out of that corner. Nah, Flying Hawkick comes out better. Much better.
Flying Hawkick isn't in this fight. That's Dan Lewis and Nobsy.
Okay.
He is Flying Hawkick is here. And the fight with 4th and 5th was Lewis and Nobsy. Oh, Nobsy got a wheel in the puddle there. It's not what you want to do in the Madness engine. They aren't called puddles of death for nothing.
Going back to Dan Lewis, he's made 18 positions up so far, and with still 33 minutes left. If he can keep this pace and consistency with him making positions, he's going to be absolutely flying.
I seem to be having an issue with the sim hub. It's saying it's reconnecting.
Yeah, that's what I'm having.
So maybe we need to use the Automobilista 2 tower, which I don't like, but...
No. But if it's needed, it's needed.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem to be loading. I think we've lost Jay, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So, have the standings back. So, unfortunately, we've lost a lot of our...
information.
A lot of our information that we were using. Apparently, not the greatest information because we missed Dan going from 23rd to 4th for MBRC. But we've addressed that. We have a lot of communities we need to give attention to, and it is difficult to keep on top of all of them. We go back to the battle over 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th. All 4 of these positions very hard fought for at the moment. Oh wait. Oh no, that's their car's lap down. So you've got Captain Slow, Chrissy H, and Jin all together. 12th, I think. 12 to 14th, as far as I can see, that's the closest battle we really have at the moment. There's 7th and 8th as well.
Yeah, now that I've got...
Oh, that was a very easy pass.
Yeah, like
for
as if he went off
Chrissy.
the throttle.
Yeah, unless he got a big kick of oversteer,
Yeah.
and he was just trying to control it. Looks as though he wants the position back. Either that, or he overtook in a fashion that he wasn't happy with and gave the position back.
Whoa, both
Just
go
going a bit
wide.
See, I was going to say, going wide at the final corner here can give you an advantage in the straight line speed, but obviously with both of them going that far wide, it kind of negates itself. Really, really difficult here. That sausage curb on the outside. Chrissy doing exactly the right thing as well. Ran a little bit wide, didn't bother taking the corner, ran straight across the sausage curb, right up towards the wall, and made sure that his exit was clean. Shin really looks like he wants to make that position back. For whatever reason,
I mean, yeah,
squirming. Go on.
he's definitely got the, as much as we did see Chris go for the overtake earlier on him, he's, Jin definitely having the pace clearly to keep up and stay with him, and I think this battle is definitely going to be a close one, and we might, well, hopefully we'll see a move by Jin in the future laps.
This is getting dangerously close to Frim as well. And what I'm seeing give us... Right, that's gone out just a bit now. Frim for Noobs. Noobs doing really, really well tonight. Up in that 7th position. Katz has dropped all the way back down to 20s first after that incident at the final corner. Unfortunately, Tinez looking to pressure Frim.
And now he goes
towards turn 1.
He just said hello, hoping that turn 1 would eat Frim alive, but it didn't.
No, this is where it gets the psychological.
Yeah.
That outside curb of turn 1 seeming to eat Tinez alive a bit there, definitely losing a lot of momentum, touching it.
Yep, and that's what makes this so engaging as a circuit to drive. Red Bull Ring, one of the theoretically simplest tracks that you could possibly want to drive around. Yep, Jay and G-Bear have both disconnected. Unfortunately, this would explain why Tinez is getting such a shifty on trying to make positions, because he is the only scoring car for AMSU left in the MS2CC tonight. He's got back onto the back end of Frim again,
which shows that he has gotten more. Ooh, somebody out.
That was a kart slap down. That was one of the Jordan cars. So this is Lequando into the pits, so perhaps carrying a little bit less fuel.
But Tina's getting back to the back of Frim so easily shows that he's got the speed. He just has to find a way around Frim.
And this is one of the things, this is why having the 2 pit stops that are going to be needed tonight is just so critical for the race strategy. Because a couple of laps of clear air, especially in these conditions, keep your tyres underneath you, keep some fuel in the tank, you may be able to make passes in the pit lane. Tinez could come out in 6th position with clear air in front of him, almost just over 5 seconds. And he's got to the car ahead of Flying Hawkick that could then give more positions for MSU come the end of the race.
Evil Noodle in the pits.
Yeah, NRT car dipping a little bit early once again. Let's have a quick jump on board. Let's see what Tinez is having to compete with as far as spray is concerned.
Grandpa Bear had a wheel malfunction. That's why he had to drop out.
Oh, rubbish.
Well, it's like in the real life cars, they also have issues. And Drewface is in the pits, if I see it correctly.
Yeah, he's in the pits, as is White. This could be the upper limit of what is technically possible with the fueling on these cars. What is the weather doing? That's the next question. question.
Looks very wet.
That is 4th place, and Tinez into the pits.
Yeah.
Tinez into the pits. Frin is left to run alone on the track. Now, is this strategy or is this a mistake? Frim is going to have Blankfeil up behind him very, very soon.
But we see a lot of drivers going into pits now, so it seems to be the preferred, like these laps are the preferred point. Oh, and Blankfeil getting ahead easily.
That was another occasion where that sausage curb on the exit of turn 1 here at the Red Bull Ring just caught the, I would expect to say the experienced head of Frim off, trying to get the power down. Couldn't do it. Tyres struggling and light on fuel, not quite in the window that Frim wants that car at the moment. But good news for Blankfeil, has nothing ahead of him now for 10 seconds. If we had the SimHub overlay, I could be able to tell you where the next car is on the track without having to switch from the existing camera.
One thing I'm interested is whether Tinez could potentially, if it is the strategy being open and it is the optimum time to pit, whether he might be able to get that undercut on Frims rather than having to manually overtake them on track.
Wait,
yep.
is Drewface in pits again? No, it's Johnny B.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now the rest of the drivers are in, and we will go to Mr. Tinez, who has dropped down to 11th position. Where is he going to slot into that battle that was over 5th position?
He's going to be wanting an amazing outlap to try get ahead, but if he's maybe been stuck in traffic or maybe had a small mistake, that could lead him to just lose that essential time in that Force India car.
And it seems that the rain has stopped. No, it hasn't.
No, still going. Oh, it's still going.
It looked for a moment from the view that you had chosen as if it was the case, but no.
Yeah. No. That's why I went on top of the car, is because I was like, that looks peculiar. I thought he was potentially on slicks. This is where Tinez is going to jump up the positions, but how many positions can he jump up? He is past
a lot.
He is past Blankfeil. Blankfeil just leaves the pits as he comes out of turn 1. This is going to be a massive gain for Tinez. Back up to 5th position with time in hand.
If it wasn't raining and if it wasn't wet tires, I would have said the undercut, but there's not that much grip difference.
No, but the other thing that, of course, could be is Tinez running on the same tires. Is there a slight stationary time advantage to being to not putting tires on?
Yeah.
Dan Lewis, 3rd position. White, 2nd.
Yeah, MVRC. Nice. After this first round of pit stops, MVRC on 2nd and 3rd. That's good.
Absolutely brilliant. Drewface, of course, at the top. He's very much the Max Verstappen of this, although the car is having no impact here, so that is genuinely good pace and strategy from Drewface. That was the very, very diplomatic way that I was going to express that. But MVRC now circulating in 2nd and 3rd. The next of the curb clippers down in 6th position. So suddenly in this middle stint of the race, nowhere near as competitive as they were looking at the start of this session. Actually interesting in how the AMSU guys are doing as well. Yeah, so Tinez, I was speaking to before the race, he had to spend so long developing all of the pit strategies because of the limitations of the sim. I'm astounded at the commitment. Oh yeah, no. So you have to have several strategies with different pressures set up for different tires.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't save the pressures and the tires properly, and if you change the tires, it doesn't change. It's all very complicated, and apparently you can't change the pressures once you're in the car.
Well, once you're in the car, tell me a driver that can change the pressures when he's in the car.
I do it all the time. I did it last Saturday on stream.
But you mean the of the new tires? Yeah. Okay.
No. For the new tires. Apparently the pit menu doesn't allow you to do that in AOS2, which is again astounding. But it's a relic of the engine that Ritzer inherited.
Yeah.
So we don't hold it against them at all. Grim is trying to hunt down Lake Hondo's closer, isn't he?
Yeah.
Shout if you see any splits that are closer than what we're watching, because as we've said, we've kind of lost the information that we had.
Not for now. From what I see, we're watching the closest. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, these guys are within 2/10 of each other, so I'd be surprised there are any quicker battles.
Nessie goes white. But Taekwondo cannot profit from that.
No, but he gets it wrong again. This could be a pressure issue. Not enough traction off of the final corner. And that is a position secured for Taekwondo.
Yep, he's on the inside.
If
goes a bit wide and turns himself. Oh no.
And that is precisely what we were talking about when we say about the sausage curb. You cannot survive. He takes that. No, don't take it out on the advertising board.
No, it was just a DRS. Who uses DRS in an F309?
Oh yeah, we don't like DRS anyway. It's artificial racing, terrible. That's the problem with these low-slung, flat-bottom cars. You cannot afford to run over those curbs, even in GT cars, which are substantially higher than these Formula cars. You still cannot run over those sausage curbs. They will do exactly what they've done to Taekwondo here: chew you up and spit you onto the opposite side of the track. If you're fortunate, if not, you'll get a useful tank slapper and find yourself in the outside wall, which is much worse.
Let's check what Blankfile is doing.
Where is Blankfile?
6th.
Perfect. Oh, running wide is what he's doing. And again, survival tactic. He worked out that he was not going to be able to get it done, so he's bobbled across the sausage curb, lives to fight another day, hunting down Timez in the AMSU car.
I was going to say, looking at the splits, it seems that he has been gaining over these couple laps, and with 18 minutes left, if he's slowly gnawing away, and if Tinez makes any small mistake, that's just going to be Blankfile just getting closer and closer, and hopefully that'll be a nice close battle for us to watch.
Watching the splits.
That's exactly what I was doing. Definitely the closest battle that we're watching at the moment, and a lot of progress being made by Blankfile up towards the back of Tinez, trying desperately to claw back some more points for the team's championship. The spray coming off of these tyres, I can't remember what the statistics were on these junior Formula cars, but a lot of spray being generated. And wide again.
How much water they move?
How much water they can pick up, yeah.
I can't tell you.
It's been a while since I commentated a Formula race.
Another battle that I do have my eye on seems to be that Chrissy and Jin is it Chrissy? Yeah, Chrissy and Jin might be getting a bit close to each other as well, so we might be seeing those two potentially battle. So far, this without a doubt the closest battle battle on the track at the moment.
Roy's looking threatening on the back of Evil Noodle as well, but his pace is sporadic, I think. Oh, we've lost him, that's why. Oh, who did we lose? We just lost... Yeah.
Yeah.
We just lost another driver. Another disconnection. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, it's strange. Today is a bad day for many connections. Like Jay, he normally doesn't have any issues with the internet, but today was flaky.
I forgot that you don't have that many drivers on the driver tower in AMS2.
And you don't have the first.
That's awful.
Yeah,
you don't have
exactly.
What,
no, because it's shown in another thing that you have turned off because it looks horrible. It's in the middle. So yeah, it's not good.
Kidding.
That's one of the reasons why we went to the SimHub tower that you program.
I totally forgot. I absolutely forgot about that. We're looking at 5th as well. Why is it on 9th?
I see it as 5th.
Oh, sorry, no, I'm further back.
Another close battle, as you mentioned earlier, Roy and I believe I see potentially having a battle with Shitcat.
Yeah, Evil Noodle and Captain Slow are getting together as well. Oh, and that is a really good drive off of the final corner for Evil Noodle as well. That's going to be another turn 1 move.
They're still side by side. Let's hope they can make it. Looks like Evil Noodle's going to be able to make it down the inside with ease.
But it looked as if Captain Slow went away from this battle and went sooner into the brakes.
Yep, absolutely. The thing is that with a battle like this, there's nothing to gain from trying to stay around the outside through turn 1. Give up the position, get the apex that you would have been denied by Evil Noodle on that occasion. See if you can get the cutback and a better traction uphill towards turn 2, because if the car who's then ahead is trying to carry the momentum through the corner, he's got a compromised line. There's a possibility of getting that back. Unfortunately, I think Evil Noodle's a little bit too quick at the moment. Now that is the rain gone, I think it's fair to say.
Yep.
14 minutes to go. How long will it be until these drivers are starting to cook these wet tires
Johnny
here?
B already in pits, maybe changing tires also?
I mean, massively in the second sector, and now looking at the third sector, there's a massive dry line already forming.
Yep. Jump on board with the blue and white car. Here we go. Running across to the middle of the track.
Because it's wet and you don't overcook the tires.
Down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some brilliant work been done by Ritz over the past couple of years to really make the most of the beautiful wet conditions that we can get in the Madness engine. Look how they're just putting every tyre that they possibly can without compromising their pace onto that wet stuff on the outside.
Especially the tyre physics that Reza have done, they've done a lot of work there.
This is Evil Noodle catching on Nessie now. So that is a lot of pace being shown from the NRT car.
And even before he was in pits, so he's still running on wets.
Yeah, absolutely. No, this is not.
Tina's in pits.
Tina's into the pits. That is a vote of confidence, I think. That is a vote of slicks from Tinez. Another strategy called by the MSU driver, the one remaining MSU driver who is going to have to survive for the next probably 3 to 4 minutes, 2 to 3 laps, I would suggest, until these wet tyres will have picked up the remaining water.
Yeah,
from
but
that
you
second
were
sector.
you were showing the race line, and the race line is drying up very fast.
Yeah, as I say, yeah. Sectors 1 and 3 are already dry. Sector 2 is the one remaining sector. I'm pretty sure that's the reason why Tinez is making that position now. Tell you what, let's have a look at. They are slick tyres.
Without a doubt,
Oh, and
it's a
somebody
very
goes
bold,
goes
That off in
goes
the
out.
background. That is
Lequando.
Lequando. Caught out once again by turn 1. That's so unfortunate.
I mean, you were saying that Spielberg is one of the easiest tracks, but turn 1 and 2 are anything
If you took
but.
the sausage curbs away, they aren't slick tyres on the Tinez car.
Ah. He wants to run
AMS
10.
never normally updates their tyres when you're in broadcast. So
Ah,
normally
that
you
could
do
be.
see,
Oh, really? Okay, fine.
That could
which
be.
is a shame, because especially if you're trying to work out if there's different cars with different compound tyres as well. But
Yeah. Judging by the behaviour, that is a car on slick tyres. Oh, who is that we've just lost on the outside?
She cuts.
that car looks beached.
Oh, we've lost Shikats. Yep. No, that's Raptranel.
Oh.
I wonder if he's on slicks.
We cannot say.
Shows us.
And
No.
he seems to
But
be
he's
stuck.
beached. Yeah, he's properly beached.
And he's
Oh.
gone into the pits.
Back to the pits.
That's
That
a
is a
DNF.
very sad retirement.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate. That's really unfortunate. So final round of pit stops beginning to play out. Tinez has made his gamble, and now we'd see he gained so much time and so many positions in the first round of pit stops. What's going to happen? 10th position for the MSU driver. Where can he get to by the end of this pit window is the wrong word, but
Window of
so
opportunity.
definitely a window of opportunity, that's for sure.
If people are still on the wets, which they probably are, I mean, just the first sector, it just seems completely bone dry. It's seems as if the rain has left some in the second and a bit of the top of the race track.
Yeah. Start of sector 2 is, I think, the only part that's wet now. Yeah, Birdseye, get an opinion here from the track.
Depline in the chat saying that Drew might have a penalty.
Oh no.
Oh yes.
So, what are we looking at here? That is clean and dry through the entirety of sector 3, and braving it is Tinez onto the wets on the inside, trying to get the position on Captain Slow. Evil Noodle will fall behind as they go through the pits. Frim falls behind. Remember, competing with Tinez earlier in the race. Captain Slow keeps the position for the time being, but again, better exit off the corner. Tinez denied Captain Slow the apex, kept his racing line. Not caught speeding, that's 21 seconds, right? Pass. Wasn't able to make it happen, but now slick tyres, dry track across the top of the hill here. Look at how beautiful the tarmac looks. In these late stages of the race, Tinez has to sense an opportunity here.
I will say this is extremely clever defending by Captain or AGW, because what he's doing is essentially forcing, as I say that he makes him move, but what essentially he was doing was forcing him on those slick tyres onto the wet line, which just loses so much of that speed that he would have on the dry line, and basically stopping him completely from making any sort of overtake.
Yeah, absolutely. And now we have Blankfile Hawkick into the pits for our KCSR and RPM respectively. Where is Tinez going to take them? No, Hawkick's out. Hawkick's out of the pits. And flying, unfortunately. But I don't know. Blankfile's out of the pits as well.
Yeah, problem is that Automobilista 2 does not give us any information about the tires here for the broadcast.
Nope, so we have no information. We are operating on what we can see. And again, the tires don't always update either.
I was going to say that flying car earlier, it definitely looks like an interesting way of tire management.
Yeah,
that's
the best kind of time management.
That's a bug in Automobilista 2 that the developers are trying to find out. It normally happens after a car has been into pits.
That's a desync issue, isn't it, really?
Might very well be, but it's not. It seems not to be easy to find.
Yeah, absolutely. As Metza said, what a drive by Dan Lewis tonight.
He's on
23rd, second position. Leader has got past White as well. Let's not forget that. And is now 6 seconds up the road in second position.
I mean, MVRC are in second and third. That's good.
It's fantastic points for the championship. And again, look at where the next curb clippers car, 5th position for Blankfile. Quick as he might be, there's still, again, 5-second delta between 4th and 5th position.
And let's not forget that... Go ahead.
That is not going to come down quick enough. Wait, where's Drewface?
I'm first.
That delta has just come down by about 10 seconds. Oh, he's trying to get around a lapped car. That has just hurt him to the tune of about 7 seconds. In that one lap. That was an extreme amount of damage to the lead. Not that my concern was that had he spun, because all of the deltas were coming down really, really quickly. So that's not the case, thankfully.
But what I wanted to say, let's not forget that RomRom is sponsoring a small prize in Steam vouchers for the first, second, and third communities. So
he did spin off. Yes, RomRom are sponsoring this season of AMS2CC. 100 euro prize pool, isn't it? Yeah, 100 euro prize pool. Currencies are fun. I can see why the EU went for a unified one. Oh boy, no politics. Yes, so 100 euro split between the 3 top finishing teams. That's what these guys are racing for. That's why curb clippers are trying so hard to maintain this lead at the moment.
Let's say it's a plus, but I think they are racing for the fun of it and for the great, enormous fun that this community cup brings. And if they get a voucher, even better.
Such a lovely way to go racing as well. Community versus community. Submitting the best drivers. Seeing how you compare to other communities. It's such a lovely way to go racing. And the camaraderie between all of the drivers, again, because it's the best of the best that we've got coming here to race in these varying and eclectic and classic formulas that we've seen so many times. I mean, Formula Cars at Red Bull Ring, or A1 Ring as it used to be called. What more is there? What was it before A1 Ring? I can't remember.
Oh, that I don't remember. That I would have to go to Wikipedia to find out.
I'm going to go do the thing and rest my voice for a second. Let me know if I need to go anywhere.
So I'm checking the splits.
Österreich Ring.
Ah, okay. So Austria Ring.
Yep.
Can you go check Nessie and Evil Noodle 11th and 12th.
Absolutely. They're actually attached by...
They're not as
they
near
are.
as I thought.
Yeah, we've got Andy Moore and Johnny B close by each other as well, about a similar distance. Cream of the AMS2 racing community. Totally agree. Österreich ring. Yeah, I apologise for the Luddite pronunciation. I know it's Österreich ring.
Well, you want to have it in German?
Oh, please, thank you.
Österreichring.
Yes, thank you. My throat won't do that while I've got a cold, okay?
Well, after
I've got to say, you've been doing an amazing job so far.
I think you have to be born German to be able to because German is not an easy language.
Oh no, it's a beautiful language. I love it.
You tell me that now when I'm learning it in Duolingo.
You should. It's brilliant. No, it's such a good language. It's such a wonderful language. I will always appreciate the time that I spent in school. I never forget the time that I spent in school learning German, and just finding out about compound verbs and things like that Germans use. It's like, if engineering was a language, this German is what the language would be.
Yeah, that's true.
But again, absolutely wonderful to have had the opportunity to learn the language, and I will do my best to do it again.
Hey,
before next year's SRE.
Exactly. That's what I was going to say. And Evil Noodle has inched his way quite near to Nessie.
He's gotten there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I dare say that would be Nessie using up his tyres perhaps a little bit too much, or perhaps putting a wheel off the racing line.
And across the line, yeah, only 5 tenths separating these two drivers. It definitely seems that even Noodle might have either gained some confidence, or, as you said, Nessie using up his tyres. Hopefully.
What's richtig?
Right or correct. So what Rocco said in the chat is absolutely right, absolutely correct.
Oh, Volkommen.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. So Willkommen is welcome, and Volkommen is absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Or completely.
Completely correct. Yeah, because Richtig was in the back of my head.
Like if you say that, for example, I would say that Bach's compositions are vollkommen because they are just exact, perfect, and all that. Ooh, that's a little bit late.
That's really late. We ran out of fuel.
Oh. Eesh.
That is a pit stop for one of the curb clippers. Thankfully not one of the point scorers, but was absolutely on the money to be supporting
and
no. That is Drew Face across the line as well, by the way. As if there was any doubt, but we need to keep an eye on this. Tinez just lost out to Johnny B for the position of fifth and sixth. Can't quite get the drive back. Tinez made the gamble on made the gamble early to switch to those dry tyres. No, this is Johnny B falling back into his lap, and Tinez got past at turn 1 and then lost it at turn 2.
So how are Dan Lewis and H. White doing?
Dan Lewis across the line, H. White across the line.
Nice.
Flying formation. Very, very good for MVRC. Flying Hawk, it will come across for RPM, highest of the RPM drivers on their home track. Johnny B will fend off the intentions of Tinez to come home in 5th position. Tinez will hunt to the last to get to 6th. Andy Moore will come home in a safe 7th position, and Blank File under pressure now from Friends. There has been drama in the dying moments. He's going to go for the apex. He's just about got the space, and Frim will run wide for Noobs in the end. But there was one opportunity, and Frim very much took it. So Drew Face will take the win once again for Curb Clippers. MVRC will come out the highest scorers for sure, securing second and third between Dan Lewis and H. White respectively. RPM will come home fourth in the form of Flying Hawkic. Tinners with fifth for AMSU because Johnny B had a 10-second penalty. Fifth position for Tinners in the end. What a finish for the AMSU driver. Picking up the slack where Jay and G-Bear's technology failed them. Andy Moore will come home in sixth in the end, with keeping within those 10 seconds with Johnny B in seventh. Blankfile will come home in eighth after that late pit stop, so he would have been, if he had have got his pit stop sorted properly, absolutely fine. Frim will come home 9th, 10th will be Jin, Nessie 11th, 12th Evil Noodle, Lequando 13th, 14th Captain Slow AGW, Roy 33NL in 15th, Chickat 16th, and here we start to get almost into the retirements. Neil Greening will come home in 17th for LNR. Very, very brave for the South African to stay up as late as he has. Karazetta in 18th, Griggs 19th. RPM for Raptor NL in 20th will be the first of the retirements. Luton Boy retired, and did Grandpa Bear and J-Turn. That wraps up the final standings.
So I'm seeing to it that I get somebody to talk to, but okay, no,
it's all good. We'll get our leader into the com box.
Drew.
It looks like a smooth race from the front, Mr. Drew Face. However, we got a sneaky word that it wasn't as easy as it sounded.
No, it was a terrible race from my perspective, to be honest. It all started in qualifying where I was half a second up, and then my final lap dropped it at the last corner, so lost out on pole. So that was annoying. The only thing I'm happy about is my start in the first 4 laps or so. So the start was really good. I wanted to get ahead of Blank and just lead from the front. And then I think I took like 6 seconds off the grid in the first 3 laps, build that gap, which is exactly what I wanted to do. But then from then on, to be honest, I just kept losing concentration, wasn't really with it. So I think I made an error turn 4 on my outlap on the first stop. I made an error at turn 6 on the slicks, again just by not concentrating, talking to people on Twitch, and frustratingly somebody knocked out the cone for the speed limit line, so I got a 10-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. And again, that was, my fault. I should have been looking at the line, but I was so busy looking for the cone, didn't see it, and then by that point, it was too late. But overall, I'll take the win. I'm just frustrated by my own performance, really.
Who will not be frustrated by his performance is Dan, right? Oh, we have to bring him in.
No, we have to invite him up. But no, nonetheless, it's still good points. Still leader of the championship by a pretty sizable margin.
It's good. It's not been so good for the team. By the looks of it, there were some issues. I think I heard that Blank went off at turn 1. It looks like Johnny had an issue in the pit lane. We'll debrief as a team and hopefully come back stronger next week or in 2 weeks.
Hopefully. But nonetheless, a massive challenge overcome in the course of this race. Hopefully next week will be a little bit more smooth for you.
Yeah, cheers guys. Looking forward to the next race.
Catch you in a bit, mate. Have a lovely one. So next into the com box, we will bring a Mr. Dan Lewis, and Mr. White will, I assume, be typing since he doesn't have a mic. Dan, what a race for yourself.
Thanks, guys. I don't really know what happened in quali. I've had a bit of a rough day. I had a bit of a sickness bug. Seemed to be better today, but that was a battle of attrition.
Yeah, difficult conditions, as we heard from Drew just now. How are you coping? How did you cope with the changing conditions through the course of the race?
I was struggling a bit more than I thought I'd be, to be fair. It seemed like I had a lot less grip in quali, and I think I sort of let that get to my head a bit. My pace was a little bit off practice early on, but yeah, I managed to cut through the field a bit quick. I'd take some risks in the spray. A lot of them paid off. It was a real good fun.
Yeah, going into this race, were you expecting to make that many positions, or were you hoping to just try and make it through the field as calmly as possible?
To be fair, I hoped to have qualified a lot higher than 22nd. But that being said, the pace through the whole field was fantastic tonight. And clean, to be said. I wouldn't have been able to, made up as much places if it wasn't as clean as it was early on. Hats off to everyone, to be fair.
Yeah, it's really challenging conditions. And you mentioned the spray just now. Just how bad is it in AMS2 as far as visibility is concerned?
Oh, wow. early on, Jesus Christ, I was kicking myself for qualifying so far back. The spray, it's like driving through fog. You literally can't see a hand in front of your face. So, but the saving grace was once your tyres start to get warm, you're trying to get off the drying line anyway to dry them. So,
yeah,
a lot of the time you can spend your time out of the spray.
What I was going to say as well is you're from Wales. You should be used to low-hanging fog.
Yeah, there was plenty of sliding around and plenty of rain, so it was great fun for a Welsh lad.
Felt right at home in these conditions.
Like a duck to water, as they say.
Absolutely the appropriate word. White, if you want to, if you have anything to add, if you have anything to say, because that was a pretty dominant display.
In chat, he doesn't have a working microphone. In chat, he said, had a great race, got past two KCSR boys early on, but by that time, Drew was gone. Well, yeah, by any time, Drew is gone. Then Dan went on probably his best race he's ever done, which I couldn't have stopped if I tried.
There we go. But still, fantastic race. Brilliant point scoring for MVRC tonight. I can't really fault that performance from either of you. And
I mean, Tines as the only AMSU driver is still making fifth. So, but yeah, I think this race is going to hurt them in the points.
Yeah, unfortunately, there's a lot of other drivers around who have been able to score points with the technical issues, and it's always unfortunate when we hear of people losing out because of technical issues. Mm-hmm. It happens in real racing. It happens here. It's just part of racing, unfortunately. A lot of people call it character building. I try to avoid that because I think it's fair to say from just the small amount of people that we were able to speak to post-race, these gents and ladies don't need any more character than they already have. They've already got their character. It's just unfortunate. It's just part of racing.
The atmosphere in the Discord of the Community Cup is great. All being very friendly to each other, all supporting each other, so it's fantastic.
Absolutely. I will say, because Tines can actually hear us, do you want to come and say hi as the sole finisher for AMSU? Or are we chilling out? You can put your hand up if you want to come and say hi. But nonetheless, Dan White, you did absolutely fantastically tonight. Really, really well done. You have a lovely rest of your evening, and we'll speak to you again. All right.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for the broadcast. Thanks for the effort.
Cheers, man. Thank you.
A pleasure. Tines, how are you? Whoops.
He's moved back.
What?
Come here. There we go.
Hello. Hi.
He's in the room. Oh, yes.
Hi, Tines. How are you? Yes.
Hi. Yeah. There was a lot of pressure on me today because obviously my two teammates did have those technical issues you mentioned. Mm-hmm. And I was worried about our position in the championship because the RPM boys have been closing on us. They probably, I'm sure they outscored us today, so that gap has probably come right down if they haven't passed us. But I had the wrong tyres on in qualifying. I thought it was wet enough to wet, so I started second last. And at that point, I thought if I get top 10, I'll be happy. So I'm well chuffed with that result. I'm just a bit disappointed for the team in general, but it was good fun.
Where do the points go down to? Can't remember.
It's the first two finishers from each team. So we only had one finisher from our team. Yeah, so we've lost a few points.
Okay.
So
No, but I mean, as far as positions are concerned, because the next RPM driver, as far as I can see here, is in 15th in the form of Roy. So
Okay.
points might not actually go down that far.
Yeah, I think I was only a position or two behind Flying Hawkick. I had no hope of catching him, but yeah.
No, you were only one position in the end behind him. So
Johnny's penalty, yes, of course.
Yeah, you have done your absolute best as far as damage limitation is concerned.
I think I maximised, even if I had qualified well, that's the best I could have possibly hoped for. But I just want to give a shout out to you guys for doing the broadcast and all the commentary and all that good stuff, and J-Turn for organising the event. It's a shame for him to not been able to finish the race, but thanks to all of you. Cheers, lad.
No, it's our pleasure. Absolutely. These races are so great.
We'll chuck you back to the audience, but any closing words?
Hi, Mom.
Perfect.
Jay,
it's been absolutely fantastic.
You wanted to say something?
Oh, just the usual thank yous, guys. Obviously to you guys for doing the stream. And we've got Nismo here who's stepped in tonight as a third person, a spotter on track. So really appreciate that, guys. Thank you.
Our pleasure. These races are so great. We commentate them so that we have an excuse to secure the time and go watch them.
Representation of races is important.
Definitely. And Vita came through for us as well, because I forgot to message them and ask for the tweet of the event. And they literally, 20 minutes before you went live on the stream, I messaged them, and the guy I have as a contact came through. So nice work, Vita. And I think the update's due soon as well, so lots of exciting stuff coming.
Well, in theory, it should have been out already because it was rescheduled for end of October, but Reza always works on Reza time.
Oh, definitely. But I sense from the inner workings it might be relatively soon, or I hope so. And a final quick thank you to the Grandpa Bear, the G-Bear. He stepped up as host when I knew I was having internet issues early in the evening, which is no small task to do. He's not a guy that likes the limelight, but he took on the role, and I really appreciate that. So cheers, Grandpa.
Thank you.
That was good to get.
Ike, any famous last words?
No, it's been an absolutely fantastic evening of racing once again, and the conditions brought as much challenge as the rest of the drivers did. Drew Face showing his absolute mastery of these cars and AMS2 as always, but the rest of the pack once again absolutely so tightly competing for each individual position that you never know who's going to end up second on the podium.
Nismo, did you enjoy yourself? First time here, hopefully not the last.
Oh, of course I enjoyed myself. Some absolutely amazing racing, and the level of commentary as well. I've got to hand it to both yourselves as well. Was absolutely amazing, and really happy that you guys invited me and allowed me to join this amazing league.
Fantastic. So, my famous last words, as always: save fuel, collect pickup, and we'll see each other on the podium. Bye.
Bye.